shag. They come from everywhere. Them things ain't stopping yet. I got a hair check, nail check, spinning shag. As they keep popping up, I'm steady cashing up. Bag chaser, Barbie gang, yeah, we been bout paper.
Okay, ladies, we are gathered here today to network, spread good vibes, share opinions and opportunities, and let's not forget to break bread. Before we eat, we must pray. Lord, we ask for peace, prosperity, health, wealth, and true friendship. In the Most High name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl Peachy, all the way from the Shy, ready to turn Las Vegas up. I'm Crissy.
I'm Arieanna. I'm the owner of Foodie Flies Catering. We are a new catering and meal prep company in Las Vegas. We also service California. We do a little bit of comfort food made with love. Kind of got something for everybody.
Okay, and today we are eating.
Today we have a twist on your traditional surf and turf. We got the beef tips, the fried shrimp, the grilled sugar snap peas, and a garlic butter rice cup.
Well, it definitely looks good. I cannot wait to dig into this. Make sure y'all follow her at
foodiefliescatering.com or on Instagram at foodieflies, also Twitter at foodieflies.
Okay, ladies, we are gathered here today to pay homage and show respects to the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was born on January 15th, 1929, and he died on April 4th, 1968 at the young age of 39 years old. I just definitely want to show my appreciation and gratitude to him because he did sacrifice and devote his life to making life better for not only me but everyone of our color. And his works laid the foundation for us to evolve as a race. So I just want to give a moment of silence and thank him for everything that he did for us. Without him, we would have not been as far as we are today. So we're going to give him a moment of silence. Okay. So it actually worked out perfectly, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, because we are gathered here today and we're going to talk about Black excellence, and then we're going to put a little bit of magnifying glass on Black girl magic specifically. So right now in history, it's a lot of things going on and contributions being made by Black people, and we just striding and meeting a lot of milestones that in the past we didn't. So I definitely want to talk about a few people in particular. Okay, so I definitely want to talk about Tyler Perry and the amazing accomplishments that he's been making lately. He went from being a homeless man to being the first Black person to outright own a major film production studio. And not only is it, is he the first Black person to own one in general, it is the largest in the nation. So that right there, it says something to you, and it really gives hopes to young writers like me because anything is possible at the end of the day. And the reason why I love Tyler Perry so much and I'm so proud of everything that he's doing is because he not only made a way for himself, he did it for himself, but then when he got to where he was going, he opened up doors and opportunities for other Black men and other Black women. So that's amazing to me, really. Like, that's amazing for real, because at the end of the day, that's an accomplishment. He went from being homeless to now he's a multimillionaire, but he owns the largest production studio in the nation. That's amazing.
Also, if you haven't checked it out already, this weekend Tyler Perry's new movie A Fall from Grace hit Netflix. I did watch it the first day it came out. I really liked it. I knew the friend was on some, like, in the beginning. I told me and my sisters was watching it together, and I was like, Kristen, the friend got something to do with it. But it was really good. I liked it. It's about 2 hours. People were giving it negative feedback on Facebook that I saw, but I don't know why, because it was good.
They filmed it in 5 days.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's amazing.
So, it was something on Facebook about how they filmed it in 5 days, and a lot of people was like, "Oh, we could tell it felt rushed," but I didn't think it felt rushed. When I watched it, I really liked it. It was interesting. It was like the little twist at the end, but I already knew because I be predicting stuff. So, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's Tyler Perry's new movie on Netflix. It's called A Fall from Grace.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that too, because at the end of the day, people are like, oh, you could tell it's rushed or woo woo. They did that in 5 days. What have you done in the last 5 days?
Nothing.
Definitely wasn't create and put out a movie, you know what I'm saying? So that was amazing. And I also want to speak on the actress Marsai Martin. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But Marsai Martin, she's 15 years old. She's an actor and a director or producer. She started on Blackish, the TV show, and then she did the film Little, where she was the executive producer on that movie, which is amazing to be doing at 14 and 15 years old. And I also hear she's working on another film. So I'm super excited to see what else she has in store, and I just can't wait to see, what she blossoms into, because at her age, she's already doing outstanding, amazing things. And I seen her acting in the movie Little. It was great. That just makes me proud. Anything is possible, even, regardless of what age you're at.
I personally think, Miss Martin is really inspirational. I think that that's a great, role model for, little Black girls to look up to and be like, man, this girl's a producer at 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I went to go see the movie Little, I was actually on my honeymoon. I was in Colorado. I was in Denver, Colorado, in downtown Denver. And I told my husband, I was like, we gotta go see Little. And it was nothing short of amazing. I was really impressed with her. I think her performance was, very much that of, a mature adult. And, I think she definitely is capable of handling, her own. And I can't wait to see what she does in the future.
Yeah, so definitely big shout outs to you, Marsai Martin. Keep doing your thing and spreading that Black girl magic everywhere.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to touch on the Helium Health co-founders. I know not a lot of people have heard about this, but it's actually 2 men and 1 woman. They're all aged 25 to 26. And what they're doing is amazing right now. So they have built this app or this software, and they made the list, the 30 under 30 list on Forbes, because the software that they created has information of over 500,000 patients, and it's used by 5,000 doctors all over Africa. So what they're doing right now is amazing, and they took a different approach, but it's helping 100,000 of people, and it's making everything easier. So, but definitely big shout out to them. It's 1 lady and 2 men, and I didn't say the names just because I don't want to butcher them, but we definitely see what you got going on, and we appreciate it so much. Keep doing everything that you're doing, and Black excellence is the goal, and y'all are definitely striving for that, and it's appreciated. Lately, Black men and women have been dominating every industry, and I'm super proud of it, but I just definitely want to talk about it and get to the bottom of why, everyone thinks it's happening. Why is it happening now? And, now more so as opposed to before, and, why is it becoming more common? So what do you guys think about that?
I personally think it's more just us realizing our power and our potential and just kind of going for it. I was even surprised. I joined a Black Las Vegas face group page maybe about a month ago, and just the amount of Black business owners in Las Vegas it was surprising. Like, people that I knew personally but didn't even know they had a business. Like, it's definitely been eye-opening. It's definitely have made me want, to support, more Black businesses, make more of a conscious effort to start doing that, especially being a Black business owner myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, you can't expect people to support you unless you support people, So I definitely find more of a point to go to networking events, host events. I feel like that's so important in our culture, and it really kind of just changes the outlook on it. We're not all criminals, we're not all thugs, we are business owners. A lot of them are educated. So I think a lot of the stereotypes are starting to fall away, and people are kind of just realizing, hey, I could be anything I want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do think it's because nowadays Black people are starting to support each other a lot more. We're having a lot of more organizations. We're having different things. Like I'm a full-time nursing student, and I'm trying to. I'm in the process of joining Black Nurses Rock, which is a organization of Black nurses that have different events and different things going on. Also, if you join when you're a student, you don't have to pay like the fees to join and stuff like that. And also, they have different scholarships, which is good because nursing school is expensive. So just things like that, we're starting to support and uplift each other more. And there's still many obstacles, but I feel like we're just breaking barriers. We're not letting anything hold us back.
I definitely agree. Right now, I think the change is happening now because there's been a rise in the conscious community. Before it was like the blind leading the blind, and nobody really searching for information or they were just going with the norm, working a job. And nowadays, more people are not okay with that. They want to be business owners. They want to be financially literate and independent, and that is what's shaping today's society. And I'm super proud of that. And not only is it just for the Black community as a whole, but specifically Black women. Wow. I'm so proud of y'all because the times are changing. Women are not being raised to be, caretakers or, the ones who take care of the home anymore. They're not raised just for being in the house. Now it's like women are being raised to don't depend on a man for this or that. It's always good to have one, when it's good. But right now it's like go out, get your own. And that's everything that the Bag Chaser Barbie Gang movement is about. So now that it's happening in society more, I'm really happy for the black women as a whole because we becoming bosses, multimillionaires, and doing our own thing, opening up these great businesses and having something to leave for our children and having our success not reliant on the male figure that's in our life at that moment. So I definitely think it's because the way that the women are being raised. I also see that it's more role models nowadays. In the 60s, it was a lot going on. We had Malcolm X and we had Martin Luther King. But when they tried to silence us, they took those two influential people away from us, and then they filled the neighborhoods with crack and stuff. It was like our voice got simmered down. It got simmered down. And now for a while it's been picking back up, but not enough people have been saying the stuff that needs to be said. Like they're speaking, but not on stuff that's gonna change the masses. They speaking on, this outfit that, or stuff like that, stuff that really doesn't matter. Now it's more role models for women. Marsai Martin, look, Beyonce, Tyler Perry, Gabrielle Union. They're out here and they're doing their thing, and it's like it's showing young women, me or my daughter, it's showing her that it's people that look like you that are doing this type of thing, and you can do it. So it's definitely a change in times. And I also, noticed how Black women are viewed or were viewed, and I do believe that it's starting to change because for the longest time we got the rap like, oh, that angry Black woman, that angry Black woman. And just because we speak on how we feel and we're strong and we show, dominance, that doesn't mean I'm angry. That doesn't mean you're angry because you feel some type of way.
Okay.
Now we're finding our voice again, and we're not scared because for a while it was like, oh, I don't want to be viewed as the angry Black woman. But it's showing us like you don't have to be scared to say what you have to say. You can say whatever you say. You can say how you feel, and you can say it with power, and not be viewed as the angry Black person, a Black woman. That's just you, and that's just how you feel. So I think that it's becoming more acceptable to speak and be loud and be aggressive and just go for what you want.
Just be opinionated. Be you.
Be you.
Yes, and I want to give a big shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross. She was, doing a segment where she was saying that, marriage and kids is not always the goal in today's society. That you could want different things. Like, everybody doesn't have to have kids or, be married for them to be considered successful. Like, at this point, I'm 24 years old. I don't have any kids yet. I'm a full-time student. But, for a lot of people before the age of 24, a lot of black girls, they already did have kids. So I think, like, people ask me, like, oh, when you gonna have kids, when you gonna have a baby? It's like, girl, why you not asking me, like, when you gonna start a business, or when you gonna, do a partnership, or when are you graduating school, when are you, starting your career? Why is it always when you gonna have a baby? Like, I'm not trying to have no babies, like, and nothing's wrong with it, because my sister got 3 kids and I love them. So it's just like, it's different. We have different platforms, different people to represent all different black women in society,
Exactly.
The single mothers, the ones that's out here grinding, but also the ones that don't have kids but that are still out here grinding, trying to make a way for themselves. And again, marriage and kids are not always, the goal for the modern woman in society. We don't have to be married. We don't have to depend on a man. A man is always good, but it should be extra. You should always be able to take care of you without a man. And, I think a reason why black women are prospering in today's society is because the narrative is changing. It's not always what it was before in the past. It's different, avenues for us to explore, different things for us to do. More black women and black men and couples are traveling and, building wealth and generational wealth, something that you could pass down to your kids. It's not just, oh, we're living, now middle class. Is, these black people are starting these businesses where they're able to, pass it down to their kids and, create this generational wealth that black people in our community didn't have before.
And what I realized is they would say that, oh, it makes you mean and aggressive for speaking up on what you believe in. But what I realized is it does not make you mean and aggressive. What it makes you is a threat to how this society has been set up from day one. It makes you a threat to that. So you finding your voice, me finding my voice, and us working together, it makes us a threat. And they always tried to silence us because that's exactly what they did not want. They didn't want us coming together, and they didn't want us to find our true voice and our true potential. And that's exactly what's going on today. So keep it up, you guys.
Division is the biggest killer of greatness.
Say that again.
Division is the biggest killer of greatness.
And that's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Hey, y'all. So we have a guest appearance. This is Zayden. Say hey.
What's up, man?
He did not want to cooperate and chill with the kids, so he'll be joining us. Okay? I'm sure he has a lot to say about this topic. But back to it, I wanted to say it's a lot of stuff, good strides being made. But at the same time, I do feel like it's things that do need to be addressed. And I feel like while our black women have been being held to a higher standard and striving for greatness, our black men have been being held to a lower standard and becoming more and more subpar. So I don't want to sound harsh when I say that, but it is the truth. I feel like our black women, not being so dependent on the men and wanting to have money of their own, have given them, for some reason, the idea that they don't have to do so much, and it's making it unbalanced, I believe. So I don't want to sound harsh when I'm saying that, but it is the truth. I feel like our black women, not being so dependent on our men and wanting their own, has given guys the idea that they can do less and it's okay. And I really, say for instance, in relationships. Back in the day, the men used to be the provider and the disciplinarian, and the woman would cater to and take care of the house and take care of the family. Nowadays, they have this 50-50 idea, and the 50-50 that they speak about is not a true 50-50 because it's the woman going half on the bills and stuff and the man going half on the bills but then not doing anything else. So now
Go half on that laundry, half on them dishes.
half
You're
on,
not going half.
half on the child care, taking care of the children, you know, so it's like now a woman is going out and working to bring in bill money and all this stuff too, but at the end of the day not having any help with cooking, cleaning, you know, taking care of the kids, helping with schoolwork and all that stuff. So it's not a true 50-50. It's just like women do everything and I'm sit here and watch. And that's not okay with me. It makes it really hard to be out here in the dating world when these are the standards that men have right now and women are allowing it. So it makes it kind of disappointing because I look at it and I'm like, ugh, like I'm not dealing with that, you know. I might as well 100% it myself because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be doing all that for somebody who's not meeting me halfway.
Me personally, I don't really believe in the whole 50-50 thing. I feel like a man is supposed to provide, and that's like not me being broke or not me not being able to do it by myself. That's just what I was raised off of. Like my mama and my daddy were married. The whole time mama and my daddy were married, mama did not have to work a job. She only worked if she wanted extra. And like right now, if I call my daddy and be like, Daddy, I'm broke, I need this, I need that, he gonna be like, well, where your boyfriend at? Because he instilled in us like a man is supposed to be there, a man is supposed to pay the bills. Now, I don't feel like a female is not supposed to contribute nothing, because of course, you know, if he's paying all the rent and all the, you know, all the big bills and stuff like that, you can pay little bills. Or, you know, if he's paying the rent, you can pay the bills. Or if he's paying all the house bills, you can pay the car note and the insurance. Like, you're definitely supposed to help and carry your own weight, but at the end of the day, a man is supposed to provide. And I feel like a lot of females, that's not what they grew up off of. Me, I don't accept that because that's not how I grew up. Like, I had a mama and a daddy, and my daddy provided. He would come home, he would give his whole check to my mama. Mama would pay the bills, do everything she's supposed to do, and then any little side job he had, that would be his money to do whatever he wanted to do with. But he always made sure that at home was taken care of, like, you know.
First.
Yes, they all, like, mom and my daddy had their problems, but my mom to this day will always tell us, like, your dad was a great provider. They had other issues in their marriage, but my daddy, he definitely, you know, provided and made sure home was good. And that's with hella kids. They had hella kids. They had 3 kids together. My daddy had 2 sons. Mama took in her sister 3 kids. Like, it was a house full of kids. And everybody, you know, pulled their own weight. Like, another thing is these kids are not being held responsible these days. Like, these kids, they be, my mama had all them kids in the house. Our house was spotless, okay? The baseboards got clean, the fans got clean, the kids was put to work, they held their own weight. Like, you know, these kids these days, they don't, you call them, they don't hear you, you know, they don't think they supposed to help do nothing. Like, no, like, the kids should pull their own weight too. You know, ain't nobody having kids for free. You know, y'all need to, y'all need to step up. And it comes back to, like, you know, the man being around to teach these kids these things, because it shouldn't always be on the mother to have to teach the kids everything. Like, you know, and also men, you know, on Sundays when the whole house is getting clean, you know, get your ass up and clean too. Or am I not supposed to curse?
Hey, I mean, you can curse.
So, and I think a problem is a lot of females be accepting this, like, you know, bare minimum. Like, me and my boyfriend just broke up because I feel like he needs to do more. And he wasn't doing enough. And that's basically what it just came down to. Like, you need to do more. You need to help out more. Like, he drives my car every day back and forth to work. If you're driving my car, you need to be paying the car note or the insurance, or, you know, paying something, because other than that, you don't have to drive my car. I can have my own car whenever I want to have it. I can get up and go, you know. So men needs to be held more accountable. So I just feel like men, you know, think doing the bare minimum is doing a lot. Like with me and my ex right now, he's 29, he'll be 30 this year. And, you know, he's doing stuff and he feel like he's doing too much, and I feel like you're not doing enough. And he's like, oh, this is my first relationship since, you know, my late teens, early 20s. I haven't been in a relationship in all these years. Like, that doesn't matter, you know. You dealing with these other girls that accepted this, you know, so you feel like you was never doing nothing for them. So now you come and you're doing little stuff, but it's still not enough. Like, you need to do more. until he get that through his head, like, we're not gonna be together. Like, I don't care, like, you're about to be 30 this year. You need to step it up and you need to do more. And if you can't do that, then we're just not gonna be together. And you know, that's a lot of these females accepting stuff that, you know, was not like up to par. You know, they was cool with that. Like, when we first started talking 2 years ago, he bought me a pair of shoes for my birthday. His little ex-girlfriend on Snapchat seen it. It was all me out and stuff. Woo, you know, calling his phone. And I'm like, why she mad? He's like, I never bought her nothing. Now imagine you was with this girl for 6 years. Like, what you mean you never bought her nothing?
No, but really,
like, what's going on here? Like,
so, look, not even to make it just, it's not just about material things. The thing, dude. Okay, you're gonna have to go. The thing about it is, it starts with the mothers, and you lowering the bar. So you making these excuses for your son, like, oh, it's so hard to be a black man, and that it is. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. It's hard to be a black woman too. The thing about it is these excuses and not holding them accountable for their actions is what's lowering the bar for them. Like, yes, it's hard. You're supposed to be, yes, it's hard, but you gotta do it. And you need to do this, this, and that, and you have to be great when you're doing it. It's just, it's been so many excuses made to now they feel like, oh, it doesn't have to do it, and they being coddled. And then that's causing issues, you know, further down the line when it comes time for them to be in a relationship, because now they're looking for somebody to baby them and somebody to be that mother that they had coddling them, and the women have to push and do whatever you're saying. And so now guys are like, oh, these women are too masculine, or they too aggressive, or, well, this is how we have to be to survive in this world. And at the end of the day, you wouldn't feel what word am I looking for? You wouldn't feel threatened by my power if you actually had your own and you owned up to it. At the end of the day, you make excuses and you want to be baby, but it's the mothers allowing it, and then the women who you deal with who are taking it further by accepting this idea that it's supposed to be, well, if he do it, then it's good. No, not if he do it. He has to do it, or he should do it. This is what's right, and it needs to be done. So we have to let go of the excuses. I understand our black men go through a lot in this society, but at the end of the day, complaining about it will not change it. What are you gonna do to change the situation? Or what are you gonna do to overcome it? It's an extra obstacle in front of you, I understand that. But now we have to move past that. We can't linger on this. Otherwise, if we linger on it, we won't grow. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just what I feel about it. What you think?
No, I definitely agree. You know, I've had some of both. I've had, you know, the independent men that do everything, and you're like, okay, well, what do you need me for? And then I've also had the men where it's like, oh, I'm not going to do nothing, and I'm going to sit on your couch while you work. And it's like, well, no, we're not doing that either. So, you know what, I can kind of understand it from both standpoints. You know, my husband and I have been together for 6 years, and in that time, you know, starting out, he was definitely the mama's boy, the more you know, I need to be baby kind, and I had to have a real conversation with him, like, look, that's not me. That's not even the kind of person I am, and if that's what you're looking for, this ain't never gonna work. So you could go that way.
Because who babies you?
Exactly my point.
And who baby? I've never been babied a day in my life.
Exactly.
So we're not gonna keep doing that for our men.
Yeah, no.
We need y'all to rise up and do what y'all are. Y'all can be so great. Black men. Black is beautiful.
Thank
Black
you.
is powerful.
I love black love. I think it's so beautiful. But I definitely think in order to make it beautiful, you gotta go through so much. Like,
Okay, yeah, he gotta go.
he tripping.
Give us 1 second, we'll be right back. So, you know, speaking on that, about everything that, you know, is going on right now, and what still needs to be done, I feel like to keep the new generations on a positive path, the parents have to get more involved. You just have to teach your kids, and I know kids might not like strict parents, but it's better to be strict on your kids. It's better because people thrive when they have structure. When you let them run wild, that's what they will become, you know, in all actuality. So I feel like to keep the kids on a greater path, like values and priorities and stuff have to be instilled into them when they're young. You know, you can't just let social media teach your kids, and you can't just let the TV teach your kids. At the end of the day, it all starts from home. So right now, Black people are doing amazing things, and we're having more role models. But at the same time, the parents need to step back in and get more involved with these babies and what they got going on.
Get these kids off these phones, off these tablets. They need to go outside and play stick how we did. Like, you know, we was outside all day. We used to get locked outside. You come back in the house, you gotta stay in the house. We didn't want to stay in the house. Like, kids these days are like so brainwashed by technology, and you know, like, what kid wants to sit on the phone and watch another kid play with toys? Like, that's just weird. Like, you know, so we need to get these kids, you know, go outside with them, teach them how to play tag and egg, and, you know, capture the flag and stick and hopscotch and, you know, jump rope, because they don't know these things. So
They don't
like,
have imagination how we used to.
yeah, and a lot of these parents just want to like try to send the kids outside, and the kids don't know what to do. Like, show them, like, you know, teach them. They don't know. You know, they didn't grow up in the age that we did. You know, so teach the kids, like, you know, how to be more active. You know, how to be more than just sitting in front of the screen. Monitor their screen time. Maybe only have an hour a day. You know, and I know it's hard because parents want to do their own thing. You know, they don't want the kids to be all their face. Go watch the TV. Go watch the tablet. But in our reality, these kids need to be more active. They need to get out more. They need to, you know, experience outside. Like, everything now is so social media, so phone, so tablet, so iPad. Like, get these kids outside. Teach these kids how to swim. Put these kids in activities. So, you know, so they have interest in something early on.
So they can be more rounded.
Yeah.
And I know it's easy to give them a tablet to get them out of your way, but at the end of the day, everything that they're learning and seeing on these tablets or, you know, computers, phone, iPad, whatever, it's not all good. Some stuff you don't want your children exposed to. So you just have to be more involved as a whole, emotionally, with schoolwork. You know, you have to talk to your kids and find out what's going on in their life, because in the grand scheme of things, you might think it's little, but at that age, if that's all they know, it could be huge to them. So you just got to take your time and be more involved. And I think more parents and good role models being involved with the children will keep us on this positive, you know, path. And I also think children need to be taught about financial literacy and stuff at a young age, because I wasn't schooled on financial literacy and I didn't know anything about it. So now when you get into the real world, it's like bills and it's bills and all this stuff, and you have to learn how to be financially responsible. But it's so much better when that's introduced to you at a young age.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I 100% agree. My oldest son will be 11 next Sunday on the 26th, and I told him we're going to open you a bank account.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that, you know, debit cards are just cards with unlimited amounts of money that you can use whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get you a debit card. We gonna see how many times you can swipe it for it decline on you. Like, it's real. Like, it ain't just no unlimited amount of money. It's loaded with how much money you work for, you know? So I think, you know, I definitely think that's important, you know, bank accounts, you know, financial literacy, having activities. They're in tutoring for math and reading. They both play sports. They just finished flag football. So I definitely understand the importance, you know, with having 3 sons, that, you know, you have to keep them busy. Otherwise, they will destroy your house, drive you crazy. You'll be like, I'm losing my sanity, yo. But, you know, I think, you know, like you said, it just, you know, you have to find workarounds for that, and just communication. Keep lines of communication open. I honestly feel like that's one of the most important, especially with my boys going into those like preteen years. I'm like, communication.
Yeah.
Even though I know some stuff I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna cringe at, but communication, like, you gotta have that. Like, I want to be able to have that kind of relationship for sure.
Yeah. So just like cooking and cleaning is life skills for not only women but for everyone, so is financial literacy and budgeting and all that stuff.
Credit.
Those are credit.
Teach
Yes.
these kids about credit early, okay?
Amen.
We ain't know nothing about no credit, all right? Not know. Teach these kids about credit. It's important. And one of the most important things to teach kids about financial literacy is saving. You know, just because you have it don't mean spend it, because you need to have something to fall back on. That's one of the most important things that I can say about financial literacy. Like, yes, we want to teach them how to have money and to pay their bills, but saving is the most important thing about financial literacy that we need to teach these kids early on.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we had so much fun sharing, laughing, and breaking bread with you today. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment on all social media outlets. Thank you so much, and always be blessed and get a check.
Bye.
Bye.
I got a rent check, bill check, shopping check. They come from everywhere.